Hi, I'm Ted Loring, Technology Manager at Anuvia, and I wanted to show you my old car. I've had this Toyota RAV4 since 2004, but it's getting ready to leave me. It's going off to college with my son. I've had this car a long time. It's not perfect, it's missing some features, but I know how it runs. Let's take a look at it on the inside. After I use the key. Here we are. I really liked this car in some ways because it had sort of a sporty look, but I know where all the dials are. I've got my stereo here. Look, it actually has a cassette player, which is no longer what's being used. I've got controls here for the air conditioning. I just know where everything is, and that's one reason why I've liked this car for so long. It's comfortable. I know how it works. It's not perfect, but I know how it works. So then, in 2009, I got a new car. This one was for me. I wanted it to be a babe magnet. I don't know if it is or not, but it has some new features that the old car didn't have. Number one, I've got remote control keyless entry. Ah, yes. So I'm actually going to start my car so you can see a message here that comes up on my screen because I'm a nerd. Got it to say, "Welcome, Ted." But if you just notice, the car stereo is totally different than what I had before. It took a little bit for me to realize how to use it and how to work the clock. But it does have an extra feature. It's got auxiliary input now, so I can use my iPod without having to use the cassette adapter like I did on the other car. Another thing that's different is the speedometer is up here digitally instead of down here. I mean, the whole layout of this car is different. It took a little bit to get used to, but here's the important thing to remember. It's still a car. It still has a steering wheel. It still has gas and brakes. I can drive this car. Well, I'm done dealing with cars. Here I am back in the world of software. I've got good old Profiler up. You're pretty familiar with this at this point. And even if I just bring up a client, we'll have a little memory session here of how complicated it can be. A client has to be connected to a Anuvia company, which has to be connected to the episode, which has to be connected to the correct cost center, which has to be connected to the correct treatment plan, which has to be connected to the correct service plan, so that then you can finally do some kind of note. And there's that, it's signed, so I can't do it. That gives me memories of a few years ago when I tried to teach everyone how to use Profiler through a simple song. Thank you. Hi, my name is Ted, and I really want you to like Profiler, which is insanely complicated. So I wrote this little song for you to help you learn how it goes. Oh, the client's connected to the company's connected to the episode's connected to the cost center. Don't want to do. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see now. The payer's connected to the episode, but it has to be correctly linked with the date. And if you link the diagnosis correctly, then it'll function right. But boy, if you get that, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, no! That was a flashback sound. Now for just a few screenshots and video images of the new AlphaCM software. I'm actually going to log on as James Sanders. I hope James Sanders doesn't mind. Do you mind, James? Oh, good. Well, I'll keep going then. And here I go as I logged in as him. Notice here we're just on the internet here using a secure connection. And we have immediately some alerts that James would need to be alerted to. Now this is a fictitious client, Mr. Steve Applehead, but you can see there's an alert there about authorizations, and that's what clinicians will get. Also, you can click on this tab and immediately find out what his scheduled groups are, and he can even go in and do group notes directly from here. So that's pretty cool. Let's also just look up a client. Let's look up Mr. Applehead. I don't know why somebody would come up with a client named Applehead. Steve Applehead. Oh, well, I guess that's why. He actually does have an apple on his head. I wonder if there's a diagnosis for that. But anyway, this is a client summary screen, almost like, and it even says there at the top, client home page. And from here you can do just about anything you would ever need to do or want to do for a client. And plus there's all this great information right here on the screen. A diagnosis, some authorization information, even some information about the latest tickets that were done. You can even do a new ticket or note. Could even create an assessment right from this point. And even if I scroll down, based on the diagnosis given, there's some links to websites that have more information about it. And there's even like a call center here that would record information about calls related to the client, including documentation of disclosure. Also, there's an area here where you'll be able to download some documents that will autofill with client information. So forms and things will be available in that area. And we'll be able to, after you fill them out, you'll be able to upload them and be in the system. I know this is not enough. You would love to see more, but I've really been very happy with what I've been seeing on the software, and I just wanted you to see a few images of it. Also, I did download a document just to give you some kind of idea, the fact that it does autofill some of these forms and things that we would be using. So I think it's really going to be a great thing. It's kind of like that new car though. The buttons and things are going to be in some different locations, but I promise you it's a software where we're going to help our clients. We're going to record services for them. We're going to record notes. We're going to be able to bill for them and get paid what we can. We're going to keep doing the same thing that we've been doing. It'll just be in a different, and I believe in a better way. Thank you so much for paying attention and listening to me and looking at some screenshots. I'm going to go eat that apple that's on my head.